Hey guys, welcome back to the Lovin Dubai Show podcast. It is Friday morning and we spoke all about the big influencer news that's happened in Abu Dhabi. And Jason Derulo has finally praised a Dubai singer for her epic vocals on Jalebi Baby.
Also, it is officially summer in the UAE, and we'd really love if you can subscribe to the Lovin Dubai Show podcast wherever you get your podcasts from. Enjoy the show.
Good morning, Dubai. Happy Friday. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai Show, where we go through the top trending stories that everyone across the country is talking about. Our top story for you today: fines for influencers in Abu Dhabi have been announced.
And summer officially begins today.
We're going to talk about Jason Derulo because he has finally praised the Dubai singer behind the Jalebi Baby vocals.
Finally. And also you can't miss Mo Vlogs, Abdul Rozik, and more are stepping in the ring for social knockouts.
Later on in the show, all props to the Dubai community for jumping in. An animal rescue shelter has issued an urgent plea.
Yep, and also it's been 259 days since the genocide began on October 7th in Gaza. The current total stands at 37,960 and 1.9 million people have been displaced from their homes. So obviously our hearts and prayers are out with them right now.
And in today's weather, you can expect highs of 43 degrees Celsius in Dubai. The highest temperature recorded over the country on Thursday was 49.2 degrees. I see Radeem's face. We're nearly hitting 50. That was in the Al Jaffa region at 1 p.m. Local time, UAE. But before we get to all of our top stories, good morning to so many people tuning in. 200 people here for my little announcement.
Yay, morning, guys. Oh, for the Casey's little announcement, guys. Okay, wait, Casey has the floor. Casey,
but I don't really have a floor. Well, so over the Eid break, I got engaged.
Congratulations! I'm acting like I didn't know. Oh my God! Congratulations, Casey.
Acting like you didn't know. Thank you. That was us. Yeah. Oh wait, no.
Oh yeah, that was you. You have curly hair.
Yeah, that wasn't us. That wasn't us. But I got engaged over Eid, and it was beautiful and it was romantic. But you know what? The question that came through from every single person was, "Did you know?"
Oh yeah, obviously. And did you?
But why is that such a big question?
Because like, I don't know, it depends on you as a person, right? Like, have you always kind of like had a plan in your mind of how you want your proposal to go?
Yeah.
Was he dropping hints in any way? Like, oh, go do your nails or something like that, so you kind of get the hint? Or no?
Fair. I never like planned it in my head.
Okay.
And in this case, I knew we were going to get married because that's kind of like a life decision that we decided.
Yeah.
But he did a big effort to make sure that it was a total surprise.
Okay.
Which I think is amazing. And it was beautiful because it was very, we were on like a hike and we were in...
Casey loves hikes, that's why.
Imagine. Hate hikes, but we were hiking.
Let's do it on a hike.
It's very warm.
Yeah.
We were on a hike in the south of France and we were in this like secluded spot and he got down on one knee and it was beautiful. But I had never thought really about what I'd like my proposal, really what I'd like it to be. I knew I just wanted to be private because you know you see all these big fancy like marching bands and the fireworks and things, and I just knew that's not what I didn't. That's what I didn't want. I wanted it to be private, and that's what it was. But so the question we put to the audience yesterday, and I put it to you now, like if you have a proposal in your mind, do you tell your partner?
I don't think I'd like outrightly like say it like this is how I want you to propose to me, but I feel like throughout the relationship indicate like how I'd like it. So for example, I wouldn't want like a public kind of display thing like you just said, but I would like it to be like a nice private moment, but then maybe afterwards, like, you know, from the shadows our like friends and family would like show up and then we'd like all have like a little mini like celebration together. I think that's so cute.
Okay. Yeah. Number one, that is absolutely adorable. Number two, that's not a hint that you just drop and you hope your partner's going to pick that up. They're not going to pick that up unless you directly say, and like, men, I'd love your thoughts on this if you're watching.
Yeah.
How does Raneem drop that into conversation over, you know? Because I think it's that, and that's why I'm like, if people have a specific set in mind, you kind of have to plan it. So although we want the surprise, I think you need to write that down in an email at the beginning of the relationship.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Sorry.
A suggestion is coming through that I could like share this on my socials, and then maybe like someone could pick it up. Like,
pin it on your socials.
Pin it on my socials. So whoever is coming to my profile can just see how desperate I am. Okay, cool. Yeah, like, we can look into that for sure.
It's not desperation.
Okay, but question. So did he know that? Obviously, he knows you like obsessed with hikes and you like hikes. So that was like one thing that he knew would be like you'd like it. But so it never crossed his mind to do anything obsessed with hikes.
I mean, I'm also obsessed with clothes, and it wasn't like we were in the mall.
It wasn't like let's go shopping and I'll propose to you. But the public display, because you were obviously on vacation.
Yeah.
So he didn't want to do it out in like an open space or anything like that.
But I don't think I'd ever even discussed that I didn't want a public thing. He kind of was left to his own devices, and it was beautiful. But I just wonder how people expect to have, because I never had something in my mind.
Yeah, okay.
But when I go on to Instagram now, by the way, it's been 5 days, and my Instagram feed, because I'm searching everything wedding, my Instagram feed is like
blown up.
And I realize that like there's this wild like landscape of like these wedding proposals and weddings and scenes set, and I'm like, I don't think the men are seeing this as much as we're being seen it on social.
I don't know if they're getting targeted as much, and I will say it is hard for them. Like kudos to them, whoever can like pull it off properly and pull off a proper surprise, because it's really hard, honestly. Like, or your friends are gonna spoil it, or a family member is gonna ruin it, or your expectations are gonna be through the roof. So they've got a lot on their plates. I will say that, but
yeah. So because we flew into France. I had no idea that he'd been shopping for a ring and that he had a ring in his bag, and he said he was just freaking out going through security, and he was like, I'm going to be down on one knee in the middle of Terminal 1. You know what I mean?
If they had like checked his bag and then asked him to pull it out, that's
he
true.
was so nervous. And he actually, because I was always thinking, okay, I'll spot the box.
Yeah.
You're not going to get the box by me.
Obviously.
But he had taken it out of the box and put it in a little pouch, and he was like, for the first day of the entire trip, just like,
very like trying to make sure everything. It's like, hey, can I respire something? And then like you stumble upon it.
Searching the entire time. Speaking of, one of the other questions I got was, can you show us the video?
Oh yeah. Oh, but you didn't get one. You didn't get one. You didn't have a videographer filming you? That's so weird. What?
Of course there was no video.
Okay. We got one measly picture, FYI, in the wedding group. But like, it was adorable. And it was
measly?
Cute. The job.
Measly? You're welcome.
You're welcome.
That private moment. But speaking of people who would choose to video that special moment, we've got fines for influencers in Abu Dhabi. So if you're influencing in the capital, this relates to you. You must have a license by July 1. This is according to the Abu Dhabi Department of Economic Development, added. Failure by influencers to comply with these measures could mean a fine or penalty up to 10,000 dirham or closure of a business.
So a license fee per individual should cost AED 1,250, and for businesses, these licenses will cost around 5,000 dirhams. Businesses and social media influencers can easily submit for requests for licenses and permits through the Unified Digital Platform TAM by accessing the added services.
There will be no exceptions to this rule. If you reside outside of the country, you must also still apply for a license, and government entities which fall under certain categories must also apply. So basically, if you advertise on services or digital platforms, you must apply for this license.
So this decision is in line with Added's efforts to enhance and create an ideal economic environment for businesses in the Emirate, to regulate this sector, and obviously to protect consumer rights as well.
So another fine, so if you're an individual, you're looking at 1,250 per year, I'm guessing. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I think it's a positive move, no? Like, I don't see an issue with it. Obviously, they're doing it to kind of like regulate the economy, regulate the community, like they said. And I think, obviously, if you're in this line of work anyways, it does make sense to kind of like get a license for it, make it a little more official. Yeah,
100%. I think the only people who would be peeved is the influencers starting out. Because at that point, you're still, I guess, essentially doing barter deals. But I think barter is essentially an advertisement, and you won't be able to do those, so you'll need to regulate yourself create yourself as a business, and then if that's the case, then maybe you need to do another business license as well, because if you have, I'm not sure.
That's true.
And then there are separate licenses with the UAE Media Council as well. But I agree with you that it makes sense because this kind of ambiguity over what's an ad and what isn't.
That's true. But I mean, like, to your point, I wonder if there's like a limit to, let's say, if you have under a certain number of followers, if you're generating amount of revenue, like what qualifies as an influencer in this day and age, I guess.
That's a really good question, because if it's you going to a friend's restaurant and you decide to post about it, that's not exactly an advertisement. Maybe it's money being I think
exchange of goods
barters.
Services or something.
You guys watching the show right now may not be able to tell, but it is very warm in this studio, which brings us into our next story.
That summer officially begins today. So if you thought it was hot already, well, according to Ibrahim Al Jarwan, board chairman of the Emirates Astronomical Society, summer actually officially starts today, Friday, June 21st, and will continue until September 23.
So the question on everyone's lips, how hot will it really get? So it's going to be a toasty first half of the summer, not much rain expected, and some breezy days, and that will be until August 10th. You can expect the daytime temperatures to hover between 41 and 43 degrees in Dubai. At night, you'll be chilling-ish at 26 to 29 degrees.
Chilling. And then obviously comes the humidity for us curly girls, as Farah said yesterday. So starting Sunday, August 11th, the second half of summer in Dubai was going to get a lot stickier with sudden high humidity and still high temperatures, of course. So the moist coy winds will kick in, stirring up thunderstorms and forming clouds over the mountains and nearby areas.
Really interesting. I'd never heard that date, because I flew back into the country yesterday, and I was expecting that oven of summer to hit me.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel it as much. Like, I know it's hot, but that basically implies that from August 10th, that's when the real humidity starts, and that continues until September.
Actually, by the way, we had the exact same feeling when we flew in the other day as well. We were coming from Jordan, and they were experiencing a heat wave. It was really, really hot. And once we flew in, we were fully expected to like be hit with it. But it was almost bearable, like comparing to where we were coming from. So it's interesting, although obviously we all felt it was summer already, but officially. It's going to be an interesting one, I think. Very hot.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah, we've got... I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Until the humidity gets...
Yeah, really bad.
The heat's manageable. It's just when you're just sticky and you become like, every time you leave the house, it's shower, and then the water in your shower gets super hot.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Obviously, we make a lot of indoor plans anyway, so you're just more so experiencing it like from point A to point B. But and a lot of people travel in the summer. So if you can try and make some travel plans over the summer, do.
A lot of people travel, but some events still on go. Keep going. And we had Jason Derulo in town for Earth Soul. And one of the cool moments from that event was when he finally praised the Dubai-based singer behind Jalebi Baby vocals. So a little bit of background on this. You may know Jason Derulo and Tesher's song. It was released in 2021. It was a massive hit. It got 358 million views on YouTube. You want to do a little...
Jalebi baby.
You can do it.
The vocals.
That sounded beautiful.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you.
That was really nice. So those vocals were from a Dubai-based singer, Shweta Shubram. We've had her on the show. And when she joined on the show a couple of years ago, she basically told us the full story behind it, that she didn't know the vocals that she recorded in her home here in Dubai were going to be added to this hit.
Oh, wow. She didn't know.
She had no idea. So she basically recorded it in her home. And then Tesher adds it onto this song that goes on to Jason Derulo track, and it becomes this worldwide hit that she was never credited for. Wow. But if you listen to the vocals, and Jason, this was the first time they met here in Dubai just this week. She is the core of that song.
Of course.
Jalebi baby.
Yeah, that's the one that everyone like sings along to. That's the part.
So they were her vocals, and she wasn't even credited on the song. So she finally got to meet him, and she sings for him. And it's a beautiful moment. He acknowledges that she was the core of the song. But is it enough?
I mean, it's really wild, to be honest, that she wasn't given the credits before until now. Like, the song has been popular for years. And obviously, everyone should be given credit where credit's due, especially in a worldwide hit. Yeah, I don't really know. It's like, obviously, it's great, but should it have come sooner?
Well, he's acknowledging it personally there, which I think is nice, which I think is great for Shweta. But I think you need to be featured on the track.
Yeah, of course.
If you're such a key part of it, and when you're making these songs and tracks, and obviously there's so much that goes into it, and at what point does someone get credit for a vocal? But when the vocal becomes the song, surely there is a case for being like, well, it's actually a Shweta Shubram song.
No, 100%.
Rather than a Jason and Tesher song, maybe.
Yeah, 100%.
Or maybe it's a collab of all three, but I think credit where credit is due.
Yeah, collab of all three, of course, joint effort. But I mean, I wonder how she feels about it. That I'm assuming, obviously, the personal kind of like appreciation was very well received. But yeah, she didn't come earlier a little bit, I think. But like overall, she does an amazing job on the track. So glad finally it's come out now.
True, and in this video, you can see it on our feed if you guys go on after the show. She is so gracious. Yeah. She's basically giving him the background and he gives her a hug and stuff, but she sings for him and she's a queen in this moment.
Amazing.
But that brings us on to another event that is coming up that we want you guys to know about. So Mo Vlogs, Abdurrazak and more are stepping into the ring for Social Knockout. Get ready to witness an event like no other. So Social Knockout, this is back for its third time. It will come to Coca-Cola Arena on July 6th, and it promises to be an unforgettable night. It's got action, it's got entertainment, and it's got, the country's top YouTubers, Mo Vlogs. He's going to be making his boxing debut against his former friend Shiro in a match that we know is going to be filled with drama.
Ooh, so the event is going to feature Abdurrazak stepping into the ring with Arali Aboyko-Bliv, promising even more thrilling matchups. So do not miss UK rap sensation Steph London also performing live.
Yes, people are super excited about that performance, and tickets are just 150 dirham. Get them now. You can also get them online at coca-colaarena.com. So this is entertainment at its best. This is entertainment created for a public that are just
craving it.
They're craving it. And it's like, Mo Vlogs is former friend Shiro. And did you see, so I was away, and you don't stay on top of all of the stories, but when I was going through the Lovin Dubai stories on Friday, I was literally shook by what was going on, the scenes down at their, it wasn't the weigh-in because they were all fully clothed, but it was like
I think it was like a press conference. Yes, that they all had together. Some of our team was there. We got sent some videos and it looked amazing. Like, it looked so intense, so exciting. And you can tell everyone down there is like genuine fans, just so excited to be there. I feel like it's such a vibe.
So true. The fans were, I heard it was like a big crush of people because they love these YouTubers. And then to get them into the ring, and I think it's a love or hate, right? So whether you love the YouTuber or you don't, you want to see how they're going to perform, because this is completely out of their comfort zones. And yes, it's entertainment, and yes, it's fun for us, but it actually makes me a little bit nervous for them.
Yeah.
I would be we know Abdu, we know Mo, and I don't want them to go into the ring.
It is a scary thought, to be honest with you. It's very brave that they're doing this, for sure. I'm sure they have planned it, thought about it, but it's exciting, and it kind of reminds me of the days you used to watch WWE and stuff,
that level
of intensity, which is very, very fun to watch.
I wonder how much training they put in.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, best of luck to them. But we are going to follow the stories closely. And I wish, just check YouTube for the videos of what happened at that press conference, because there was flower throw. There was it reminded me of, it was a little bit more, so the UFC press conferences and McGregor giving so much of this. It was a lot of that. They came prepared, and no doubt they will on the night as well. So get your tickets at coca-colaarena.com. Jumping into our final story of this Friday morning.
Yeah, a really, really nice story. So an animal adoption shelter issued an urgent plea for sponsorships. So Furball's animal welfare urgently needed the public's help recently, and a call to the community has turned into our positive news story for the day. So they actually ended up getting a quote for 31,000 dirhams, and they needed a place to house the dogs that won't experience any electricity shutoffs. Funding is needed to cover, obviously, the costs of the building structures and partitions, and thankfully, things took a turn.
Yes, they did. So shout out to everyone who got involved and got behind this. An incredible show of unity the community pulled through. And in just one day, the organization reached their target. Thanks to the community. Like,
amazing.
It's so great when you see these stories of people getting behind and helping when needed. You can check their page in general if you want to see what the type of work that they're doing for Buzz and learn more about the story. But I just think it's so great that when the help is there, it comes through.
Yeah, I love it. And I love that we have a really, really strong sense of community here in Dubai. A lot of people, I think that we don't, right? Because everyone's just so like fast paced and there's a lot going on. But when like a plea was put out for these sponsorships, they rallied together. Like in one day, it's amazing.
So true. And I think it's even on a personal level, you can think that if you're going through something, if you're stuck, maybe just always just try and ask for help. Because I see on so many Facebook groups, people are saying, sometimes they move to a city and it's difficult. And they'll always like on those like the female ones, and it's it's usually females only, and you see all sorts of stories on them. But generally, when a girl will put up, "Hey, I've just moved here. I'm solo. I'm into X, Y, and Z. Anyone keen to hang out?" Loads of messages come through, and it's always so sweet. So I think just like on a community level, we're stronger than people think.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think it's also hard taking that first step, right? And like asking for help or putting yourself out there.
True.
But when you've got a community behind you, like for Buzz, and obviously we've got a lot of dog lovers in the city, so it's just a really, really nice initiative.
Speaking of really nice things, it's 8:50, it's Friday, it's nearly the weekend, and we mentioned events. One of the big things happening at the moment, of course, is the Euros. Some of the team were down at McGettigan's fan zone last night, and it looks wild. England got a draw, so they didn't get the win that they needed. Okay. Yes, Ireland's not in it, which is an absolute disaster. And I don't know anything else. I know Serbia, Denmark.
Yeah, there's a few different. I think we got a lot of England fans in the office for sure.
Yeah,
but definitely states. I'm sure we've got a lot of football fans watching as well.
Oh no! You said no. This is for the Euros. So we have Slovakia, Ukraine at 5 p.m. We've got Poland, Austria at 8, and Netherlands, France at 11. And there's plenty of places across the city where you can watch them. It's going to be the Euros is always a great
really, really fun time. And we can come together for sure. And
I would just look at check out our stories. We'll make sure that we get one up today, just so you can see that fan zone scene. Because even if Ireland are not playing, I still may go and support just for the fun.
Would you support France now? You're like a loyal France supporter, I feel like.
Well, I've been told now, due to the engagement, I have to support England, but I think it's jury's out on who will support. I like France.
We can play around. It's fine.
Yeah, we'll play around.
Yeah.
8:52 on this Friday morning. It brings us to the end of the show. Thank you, Reem, for being here.
Having me, of course.
Really appreciate you. We're back on Monday morning, same time, same place. Have a brilliant weekend, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.